Thomastown. My name is Robert Ozzimo and I proudly represent the company of Harcourts, Rata and Co. I'm joined here today by some of my award-winning colleagues in blue, the best in the business. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Alex Dukas, who's inside at the moment, and of course Michael Carafa and George Ioannou, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Guys, let me share with you the following announcements, which in place have you bidden by with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer. I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making the bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid. And I always had my back to all of you, I apologise. And by law, only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in 90 to 120 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything's in there, everything's quite clear. Buyers, it is my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. Water locations, just as I say that, we see bus 357 approach on its way to Thomastown Station, which you'll find just up the road, providing simple access into the city. Thomastown Recreation Centre, only a few doors down. High street shopping, a short walk up the road. Schooling, as close as a short walk down the other way down Main Street. Everything at your fingertips. When we talk about central locations, when we talk about main locations, it doesn't get any more central than Main Street here in the heart of Thomastown. And it's that location, that infrastructure that has put Thomastown on the map in terms of capital growth. That is why we have seen the Thomastown market go from strength to strength in recent years, and that is well and truly set to continue for 2026 and beyond. So what a great opportunity to get into this rise in market and to earn that capital growth for yourself rather than having to wait and pay it down the track. And you can do it with absolute style here today at number 48 Main Street. A great home, well maintained, looked after by the current owner, a flexible floor plan, perfect for the investor, perfect for the first home buyer, perfect for you and your family. If you would like to get the sold sticker up on the board, right now, buyers, is your time to reserve that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 48 Main Street?
I've just got one question. I may have misheard, but you said the settlement was 90 to 120.
90 to 120 is my instructions, yes.
What if I believe we've negotiated something less than that? Can we?
If you have with George, that's okay. We'll honour that, and I'll let George handle that. I look forward to your participation. So would you like to start me off with the bid?
710.
At 710, I'll take that. 710,000. Welcome and best of luck here today. At 710,000, and we're up and racing now at 710 the bid. At 710,000, bids here in the centre. There's the competition, the opportunity with you all now at $710,000. At 710 the bid, fairly been offered now at 710,000. If you come to buy, as I said, there's the competition and now's the time. At 710,000, fairly been offered once. At 710,000, are we done? At 710,000, second call. At 710 the bid, are we done? Finished. At 710,000 for the third and final call. At $710,000 the bid, are we done? Finished.
Take 5.
Only if you bid twice, sir, but I'm looking for 10. Can I say 20?
720.
At 20, at 20 there. At 720, welcome and best of luck at 20. You've got to be quick, sir. At 720, opportunity back to you, sir, at 30 if you like. At 720,000, I have the same courtesy at 10 now. At 720 the bid. At 720,000, fairly been offered now. Bids at 720. At 720,000, once at 720, we done. At 720,000, second call. At 30, welcome and best of luck at 30 now. At 730,000 and 40, can I say? At 730, and the bid's there. At 730,000, one bid not going to be 40 now at 740. At 740,000, one bid not enough for you either today here, sir, ma'am. At 40 now and 50 the call. At 740,000, bid there. At 740 the bid. At 740,000, fairly been offered once. At 740, done. Twice. at 740,000. Done and finished at 50 now. 750. I had it here first. At 50, I have here at 750,000. At 55 for short on my stride. Get you involved at 55. Same courtesy there. And over here, if you like, at 755 the bid. At 755. At 755,000. Make it 60 now. At 755,000. Fairly been offered 60 got. At 765 now. 765. At 765,000. Fairly been offered the quick retort at 65. Shows value when you get quick bidding. At 765,000. At 765,000 now. 70 the call. 75 is better. At 70 got. At 75 now. At 775,000. 7 3/4 and up we go. At 775. At 775,000. Fairly been offered now. At 775 the bid. At $775,000 the bid. 80 and welcome back, sir. Haven't heard from you in a while. At 780 now. At 780 the bid. At 780,000 bid there. 780. At 80. At 90 now and even better at 90. At 95. At 795 and 800 beckons now. 795 the bid. How about you, sir? Would you like to round me off to 8? At 795. At 795 the bid. Once at 795,000 done.
Hasn't clicked in yet, but it's
Twice at 795,000 done and finished.
there we go.
At 96 at 796 in the weeds now, brick by brick at 797 now. At 797 the bid. At 700 at 800,000, even money at that at 800. At 805 now at 805, a quick retort at 805. At 805,000. At 805,000, George, would you like to tell them what we're doing here today?
Announcing it on the market, ladies and gentlemen, we're selling.
We are selling here today. You could say with a bit more fanfare than that, George, but we sell nonetheless at 807 now. At 807 the bid. At 807,000. At 808 now. At 808. We are on the market. We sell here today. 810 now. At 810. At 810,000 now. Fairly been offered now at 811. At 811,000. Fairly been offered 811.
15.
At 15 now. At 815 and welcome back. At 16 at 815 and 6 now. At 816 the bid. At 816,000. Fairly been offered. We sell here today. If you've come to buy, now's the time. 20 there at 21. At 821. Now's the time. We're on the market and selling. Bid me now if ever hold your piece at 821. Bids here in the centre. Opportunity on either side and with you, sir. At 821 the bid. At 821,000. Fairly been offered now. At 821 and 22 now. At 822 at 23. At 823,000. At 823 the bid's back there. At 823,000. There's the bid. There's the keys. Here's the opportunity. 25 now at 825. At 6. At 826 the bid. How about 30, sir? At 826,000. Fairly been offered. Bid there in the centre. Opportunity on all sides at 826. At 7, at 827, at 8, at 828, 9 and 30 now. At 830,000. At 830,000, fairly been offered now at 830 the bid. At 830,000 bid here. Opportunity.
31.
At 31 and 2. At 832 now. At 832 the bid. At 832,000. If you look away, you'll miss a bid. At 832. At 832,000. Sir, ma'am, are we done over here? You were so strong. I'll give you a moment to think about it. You might just come in right at the end with that killer bid. At 832,000, bid here, keys are here. We're on the market. We sell. No second chances. If you've come to buy, I must hear from you now. At $832,000 the bid.
835.
At 35 and welcome back in 6. At 836. At 836,000. I thought you were going to come in with a bit more gas than that. A bit of a higher bid. At 836 the bid's there. How about 40? At 836 the bid. At 836,000, fairly been offered now at 836 the bid. We are on the market. We are selling at 836,000. If there's no further bidding, we'll sell here at that at 836. You have the keys as it stands at $836,000 the bid. First call at 836. Done. At 40, a great bid at 41 now. At 841,000 was a great big try, bigger one perhaps. At 841 now. At 841 the bid. At 841,000, best response to a small bid's a big one.
2,000.
At 2,000, 843. At 843,000, fairly been offered now at 843 now. 843 in the bids here against you at 45. At 845,000, fairly been offered now. 845 the bid. At 845, I'll give you a moment to think about it. Bids there in the centre. We're definitely done here. Thank you very much for you being here today. Quick family discussion done. Thank you very much for your spirit of being here today. 845,000. Bids there, keys are there. Against you at 45. Opportunity now. Once at 845. Done. Twice. At 6. at 846 and 7 at 847 at 847,000 at 847,000. Fairly been offered now at 847 the bid at 847,000. Fairly been offered bid here. Keys here 847 we sell away at 847,000. There's no second chances. Once the property is sold, sold is sold, gone is gone. Once the hammer falls, no late bids. At 847,000 now. At 50, at 850 and 51, at 851, 8.5 and then 1 at 51 now. At 851,000, fairly been offered at 851 the bid. At 851, bid there, keys there, opportunity still with you. Looks like you've beaten all but one. There's only one opponent left to defeat at 851,000. The bid's there, the keys are there. Make a statement big, give me a big one. $851,000 the bid. First call at 851. Are we done? Second call, 851,000, done. Finished. Third, final call at 55 and a great bid. So the best response to a big bid is an even bigger one. At 55 is there. 56 at 856,000. You can't steal their bid, so you have to go above. At 856, at 856, and the keys are back with you as it stands now at 856. We'll see if it's for good this time round. At 856, the bid. At 856,000, the bid's there. Opportunity game with you. Everyone else tells me they're out. At 856,000 for the first call. At 856, all done. Second call at 856, done and finished. Third. Final call, 856,000, all done, finished, silent out at 856, definitely done here. We're definitely done over there, sir, at 856,000. Are you definitely done? Yes. I can't entice you in for 60. No. 856 and a half, definitely out. Thank you very much for your spirit of being here today. At 856,000, the bid's here, the keys are here, everyone else tells me they're out. We sell once at 856, all done, twice. 856 the bid, done and finished. Third, final call, $856,000 the bid, all done, finished, silent out at 856. We are selling, 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 sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts Rata & Co auction. Have a great weekend. See you again next time. Thank you. Congratulations. Well bid, well done. Nice strong bidding.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Better luck at the next one, all right?
Yeah.